Well, welcome back. This is Mike from Music City. It's Monday. I hope you had a great record store day on Saturday. I sure did, and I look forward to the next two that are coming up. You know, they split it up into three this year, but please go ahead, visit your local record shop, and buy some of the great new releases. I sure got everything I wanted. I was really excited. And we're going to do today an installment of Ranking Records. As you know, we do both artists and we do lists by year and other categories. And today we're going to do another set by year. I do have an artist one that I'm working on, and it's just taking me longer than I thought, but I want to get it right. And if you look through our playlist, you'll see that so far we've done the years 1976 through 1981. If you haven't seen those, please go back and watch them. And, you know, I've been kind of go, you don't know which way I'm going to go. What is he going to do today? Is he going to do 82 or is he going to do 75? Well, we're going to do 1975 today. And by the way, please, if you haven't, watch those old ones. Tell everybody about them. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And I love getting the comments. So, you know, a lot of people are doing their own lists. I think that's great. I love reading them. I love looking at them. So please give me your input. So today, 1975, and man, I gotta be honest with you, this was perhaps the easiest one that I put together. You know, I usually look at the Village Voice Paz and Jop poll as a start, you know, where they pick their top records of the year, and I do go through Wikipedia, look at all the releases. You know, sometimes I'll even start just by pulling stuff off my shelf that I know, like I did this year, but I hadn't had a year that come together so quickly. And again, you see all that vinyl on the wall. If I didn't buy it back in 1975 and it's not sitting there in vinyl, that tells me something about it. Every once in a while, I'll put something that I should have bought, but I had all of these, loved all of these. And surprisingly enough, and I'll tell you little tales as we go through it, I saw most of these artists live during that year, so that was pretty exciting. But number 10, drum roll. Number 10, Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years. I think this is what Simon's third solo record since splitting up with Garfunkel, and it's a good one. And it's the one that got him out on the road. And I was real happy. He played my college, Seton Hall University, did a great show. And it was funny, he closed out his tour the next night by playing at Avery Fisher Hall. And I guess it was just what, how many years later, 5, 6, 7 years later, that they played to 500,000 people with Artie in Central Park. So surprisingly enough, how concerts just really still sometimes just weren't as big as they got or how they were, whatever. But great record, you know them. Still crazy after all these years. The title track's a great song. My Little Town. He reunited with Artie, and they did that song together in the encore at the Avery Fisher Hall show. It's also got 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. We all know that one. Just a solid album from Paul. You know, his solo work was fantastic, just like the Simon and Garfunkel records. Number 9, somebody who I saw several times in 1975, Miss Emmylou Harris. And I guess what's gone down as her debut album. You know, she appeared on the 2 records with Graham Parsons. I think she might have had a single or 2 out on some independent, you know, labels. But just a fantastic debut record, Pieces of the Sky. A lot of cover versions, a couple of new things, courtesy of artists like Rodney Crowell, you know, Bluebird Wine. And she just Boulder to Birmingham, which is a song that she co-wrote. But you've got some, you know, just great stuff on here. Sleepless Nights, Queen of the Silver Dollar. She picked up some great songs that fit her style real well. And for me, what was real important about this, it just sort of brought, you know, the music of Graham Parsons to life. Because, you know, a huge Graham Parsons fan, sort of missed ever seeing him. And you know, seeing her live, you know, she played some of Graham's stuff, which later appeared on some of her records as well, too. And, man, she used to have the crackinest bands together. You know, we mentioned Rodney was in her band, Ricky Skaggs, Emery Gordy. I'm missing people. I believe, and I'm getting foggy. Remember, I believe James Burton was in her band at that time, too. So, you know, great people playing with Emmylou, and a great record started off a great career. And by the way, I always think it's funny that I never thought that one day I'd be living in a town where I would be at Emmylou Harris next to me in her car at the red light, which had happened to me one time in Nashville. Number 8 is really the last album by the band, Northern Lights, Southern Cross. One came out after this called Islands that had some leftovers in it, and we do have a separate artist countdown on the band that you should check out if you haven't been so already. Again, there's a playlist for those out there. Man, I tell you, it's not the most consistent album or solid album all the way through, but gosh, it's got 3 absolute band classic songs on there. I'll start with Rick Danko's amazing vocal on It Makes No Difference. What a fantastic song. What a fantastic vocal by the late, great Rick Danko. Likewise, another concert song that became a concert classic by the late, great Levon Helm, Ophelia. Just really had that old, band feel that could have been on one of the old records. And for me, my personal favorite, if you saw the video, that's just a brilliant Acadian Driftwood. What a great song that Robbie Robertson wrote. And what I love about that song is, all 3 voices take a shot at it. We didn't mention the late Richard Manuel. Just a beautiful, beautiful song. And the band clocks in at number 8. Number 7, and an artist that I was real excited to get to see in the next year, 1976, but that's Paul McCartney and Wings. I guess this went out under the name Wings, and this is when Wings, I thought, was just an awesome band at the time, and the live show was great. But Venus and Mars are all right tonight. Just sort of, back to back off of the great Band on a Run record the year before. Just a super record, the title track, that led into Rock Show. What else do you have on here? Listen to What the Man Said was the big hit. Letting Go is a great song. It's just a rock solid record for when Paul was really, I think, at his solo peak around Band on the Run and Venus and Mars. That comes in at number 7. Number 6, maybe a little surprise unless you know me, but the debut solo album by Nils Lofgren. He was previously putting out records under the name with his band called Grin. This is the first solo record he put out. Got a good bit of airplay in New York, and the thing that really hooked me, strangely enough, was a cover version, his version of the Jerry Goff and Carole King, Going Back. Just a beautiful, beautiful song, great piano. You may have heard me talk about that when we did one of our deals on live albums of the late 70s, and they put out a great live record, promo record around this time. It's got his classic Keith Don't Go, his ode to the Glimmer Twin, Keith Richards. Wrote about Keith's escapades in Toronto and drugs and all that good stuff. It's got Back It Up on there, another Nils Lofgren staple. Just a rock solid record. Nils was a great performer. I got to see him a couple of times at the Bottom Line that year, and he was fantastic. And if you don't own this record, this one's a little bit hard to find. It's really hard to find if you want to get it on CD, but I'm not sure if the vinyl, how hard it might not be to get the vinyl record copy, but it's a good one. Number 5, man, and we did an album deal on this band too, the great 10cc with their third album, the original soundtrack, and this is the one we all know and love. It's got one of the, I don't know, it's got to be in my top 10 songs and a lot of other people's. The great I'm Not in Love, just a beautiful arrangement. What a great song. It's also got the One Night in Paris, the big suite of changing styles and moods that some people, the question is, was it an inspiration for Bohemian Rhapsody? I think the answer I've read on that is finally no, but this came out a little bit before Bohemian Rhapsody, but much in that style. Got a great rocker, Life is a Minestrone. I did get to see the band at the Beacon Theater at the time, and they were great. And this was the original 4 members, Godley Cream, Gouldman, and Eric Stewart. I'm sorry, but love 10cc. Watch my video. You'll learn more about this great band. Just a super record. I think it's their second best behind their debut. Number 4, may be a surprise again unless you know me and unless you watch my bit on live records, but the Frampton record. This is the one that started all the trouble. It had on here Show Me the Way and Baby, what's it called? Baby, I Love Your Way, Show Me the Way, the songs that were just becoming omnipresent because of that live album that just took the rising star Frampton down probably, the set was almost as quick as the rise. I think people just maybe got tired of it. It was overexposure, but I love this record. I think it's a great record. I saw Frampton several times that year, and it was always, strange enough, I saw him headline at Central Park in New York, you know, with the Woolman Rink, the smaller venue there. But I saw him opening for Dave Mason. I saw him opening for Rod Stewart, and he was out there working, really getting known and honing his live show. And I just think this is a great record. My favorite song on this is Nowhere Is Too Far From My Baby. And if you don't know that one, go out and listen to that one. I think it might make you a Peter Frampton fan. But you know, he's kind of winding down his career. I think he may have retired or is retiring, but got to see him later in his career, and I think he was still as great. Just a great live performer, and very interesting career none the least. Number 3, and another band that I've already done my record ranking on, and that's the great Katy Lied by Steely Dan. And funny enough, the 3 records you're going to see at the top are in my top 10 records of all time. Isn't that something? All from the same year, 1975. And if you look on my blog, Music City Mike, I'm compiling a list of my top 10 records. I'm actually involved in an album draft with a bunch of other bloggers, and we're making picks like we were a football draft. And this is going to be the next one I pick, unless somebody beats me to it. But Steely Dan's Katy Lied. I was a little late to the Steely Dan game. This is the one that got me in, and this is my opinion, their best record, even though it's the one that doesn't have any big hits on it. But the title track, which was in the song Katy Lied, but the lyric is in the song Dr. Wu. Katy Lied is the opening lines in that song. Just a fantastic record. Black Friday, Bad Sneakers. Oh, I mean, just song after song. This is a record I just played to death in 1975, and it's just brilliant. You know, just the two of Fagen and Becker are just nuts. What do they write about half the time? We don't know. They're playing with the greatest musicians, and this is just such a delightful record. If you don't know it, get after it. Now, this is so hard. Number 1 and number 2. In my opinion, like I said, they're both on my top 10 list of all time, and I think they're 2 of the greatest albums ever released. And, you know, you may get angry at this, but I'm going to put number 2, Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. My favorite Dylan album, I think by far the greatest Dylan album. How much of it is really a true breakup album? Who knows? You could read what I wrote about it on my blog, too. I just love this record. Tangled Up in Blue, one of my favorite songs of all time. My favorite Dylan song by far. I love the cinematic Lily Rosemary and the Jack of Hearts. What else? Oh gosh, you know, If You See Her Say Hello, You're a Big Girl Now. Idiot Wind. Oh my gosh, what a the venom in that song to his ex-lover is just remarkable. Musicianship on this is great, even though it kind of went through a false start and a lot of it was redone. Such a great record. Now, sadly, I didn't see Dylan. He didn't tour till after the follow-up record, Desire, and he did the Rolling Thunder, and I missed Rolling Thunder. Tried to get in Madison Square Garden by buying a ticket outside, didn't get in. You know, a big failure. But anyway, not the album, my inability to see him live. All right, 1975. If you know me, you know what number 1's going to be. And my favorite album of all time, one of the greatest records of all time, Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. And also one of the greatest album covers of all time. It's just amazing. Born to Run, my favorite song of all time. It's also got Thunder Road, 10th Avenue Freeze Out, She's the One, Backstreets, Meeting Across the River, Jungle Land. Oh my gosh, and I mentioned the last song, Night. What a record. What a record. And I did see Springsteen live at the Bottom Line in 75. You know, we did a ranking on Bruce. You can see that. And of course, this was number 1 there. And I actually saw him like a week or 2 before this record came out, which was pretty exciting. But it's just an amazing record, and it's I can't imagine another album in my lifetime becoming my favorite record over this. So that's where we come down for 1975. Boy, this was easy. So where will we go next? 74, 82? You'll have to follow to see. So make sure you hit that. There's the good reason to hit that subscribe button. But again, thanks so much for all your support. Again, like, share, subscribe, and keep on rocking. This is Mike from Music City, and I got one of my favorite t-shirts on today. Louisville loves music. Louisville's a great town, a great music town, great record stores, great concert venues. So if you're in the neighborhood, you want to go visit it. Take care now.